Merch alert.
That's right, you heard her. We have merch now. If you're looking for a mug, a hoodie, a shirt, a blanket, we're your people. Be sure to check out our exclusive I Was a Bravo Fan Before Scandal tees. They will be perfect to wear while watching the VPR reunion.
Check out the link in the description of the podcast or our Instagram bio. Hello, you guys. We just want to tell you that we love you in case we get blown away.
Please.
Like, it's not funny, but there are literally two storms coming together to form a superstorm.
Yeah.
It is category 5. Usually Floridians, we don't really even talk about hurricanes until that bitch get up to a 3. That bitch is up to a 5.
Because it's like 1 or 2, I could go outside and watch that. But like a 3 or 4, now it's a 5.
And like, even though we're not in the cone, what you guys don't get is the cone only like tells you where the eye is going to be. And then everything outside of it, like even if you're outside of the cone, you can literally get effects from it. So there are no hurricane parties. There is like, we're
literally
serious. Literally shackled up. Okay. So if we don't come back Saturday, it's because our Wi-Fi is out.
And I have a feeling Comcast is going to play. I'm going to take it back. Not even at Xfinity. Comcast will play while
Comcast
the cat's
is getting called by their God-given name.
Because this is ridiculous. And prayers to anybody who lives up north, because I know you guys are going to get hit the worst. You guys are getting the worst of it. And hopefully
to everyone who's cleaning up and still recovering from Helene. And on top of that, if you had effects from Helene and also have to deal with Milton, my prayers are to you for sure.
It's bad, y'all. But remain safe. Make sure you are prepared. I know a lot of places don't have water anymore, like when you go in Publix and certain supermarkets, but just make sure you can stock up. Get some gas, get you some food, what do they call it? Non-perishables. Some tuna fish.
Yeah, some snacks.
Tuna fish, buying a salsa. And some water.
The ramen noodles.
The
SpaghettiOs. Ritz crackers.
If you can get you a thing of propane and cook with that eye.
Oh yeah, that's what I don't have. I'm just like listening to shit that I do have.
That's why I'm gonna cook big tomorrow, so I can at least have one last good meal before everything happens.
Let me make me some spaghetti, like a big ass pot.
Because cold spaghetti is also good. Like, not gonna lie, like if you leave it out for an hour or 2, it will be okay.
Especially if there's like no electricity, and put that bitch outside and it'll warm up. Because it's still gonna be hot. That's the thing I hate about Florida. Like, no matter what, it will still be hot.
It will be. And I'm just scared. I just hope these lights don't turn off. But on a positive note, we are here.
Yes, amen. And I'm rebuking the internet going off. Like, I can't deal with that at all. But anyways, today we're here. And we have to get into our Black excellence. We got to get into Love is Blind because, we watch and talk every season. We got to get into Fight Night like we promised. And then we're going to end with Power in the way that Power ended with us. Because that was the series
finale. So big things, guys. Big things. A lot of opinions on Love is Blind. A lot of things.
I can't wait to get into your opinions on it because I really like this crop of people. I don't know. But first, who is your Black excellence?
Okay, so my Black excellence is actually going to go to Wendy's, which is a company. Not only is it going to go to Wendy's, but it's also going to go to SpongeBob SquarePants because today The Krabby Patty meal is out. Is in Wendy's right now. They literally have it. You can get the Krabby Patty burger separately if you don't want the whole meal. The meal comes with a pineapple frosty, uh, which some people might say, "Oh, that's a Dave's double." No, it's a Krabby Patty, and it has special Krabby
Yeah, it
Patty
has
sauce.
sauce on it, so
It's
it's
not the same
not.
thing. Do not don't even say nothing like that to me because I will block you.
Yeah, because we've been waiting our whole lives
My
for
whole
this.
life for this.
Literally since 1999. That's when SpongeBob premiered. So I've known him and what he's been doing in the food industry.
And what do they say about birds of a feather?
Hey, sunflowers together, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That's yeah.
Did you have it yet?
No.
Across your arm.
I'm really in a cross my arms mood today
I will
because
say that's going to be my first delivery meal after the storm to celebrate.
no, I can't have it. I can't risk it. Because just in case I feel like Wendy's might come back and they don't be like, we don't have that no more. Like I have to have it tonight. Like tonight is gonna be the night.
So that's what you're gonna order because you guys towards the end of the podcast we start thinking about what we're gonna eat
tonight.
So you're having your Krabby Patty tonight. The reason that I am not having it tonight is because I feel like the first day they're always going to have some shit going on, unless you go in person. If you go in person, then they're going to have it. Me, I have to order through Uber Eats or one of the delivery things. Like I don't want them to give me the wrong burger. I don't want them to give me the wrong Frosty. I want everything. I want that shit to say SpongeBob SquarePants.
I literally have no choice but to get it today. I cannot risk it. And then after the storm, I will get it again.
Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna get okay. So you called it. You told us the insight on when it was coming to the restaurant. When is it leaving?
Oh, that I don't know. That I can't tell you.
Thank you.
I cannot
you
tell you.
Inside scoop on when it's leaving.
I'll find out for you guys.
Please find out.
I have to get in touch with my Wendy's ancestors, and then I will get back to you. But right now, we just know that it's here, and it's for a limited time. So if you have the option to get it, get it. You never know, because Friday, fast. I know how Wendy's operates. They're like, we ain't got no more.
I'm so scared.
They will literally give you that nasty ass burger that football player put on the menu with the nacho cheese sauce that nobody orders.
I saw the pickles on it, and I'm like, my shit better have my pickles on it because I'm gonna act just like that big back fish on SpongeBob. Like, where are my pickles?
I'm literally going to hide it, even if I get it
under my tongue. And be like, I need my
That's
refund.
the thing. I wish that Wendy's employees were as invested as I am in this, because it's like we could really play, but they don't want to play.
I want them to have on like the SpongeBob shirt and tie and some brown khakis.
But they don't want to play. They don't want to play.
I wouldn't either. Because would you?
Hell yeah, SpongeBob.
No, all day. I don't want to be here
all day. I'm playing all day.
I would literally be Squidward then. Like I'd be like,
a long ass t-shirt, a long ass polo shirt, and just fucking Crocs,
and a hat,
and a headset.
I feel like that's my Black excellence too now. Then, because I was just gonna say, okay, so second would be The Weeknd because he's the first artist to reach 10 billion streams for like an album, and he hasn't even put his new album out. And everyone, especially when the Drake thing was going on, which by the way, I still love Drake even though he lost. When the Drake thing was going on, obviously, you know, the Weeknd also has some beef with Drake. If you don't know, half of Drake's Nothing Was the Same album was like The Weeknd's material. And, you know, like, they had a good relationship at one point. But what people forget to realize is that, The Weeknd wrote half of Drake's, best album, kind of, depending on what you like. And The Weeknd is someone who gets overplayed to the point where you're like, I hate Blinding Lights. But at the same time, we have that Weeknd from when he first came out, and it was like, he was an underground, edgy artist. And then we have The Weeknd that was getting a little bit more popular and collabing with Ariana Grande. Like, when people are like, oh, who listens to The Weeknd? No one cares. Like, that's literally not true. Look at the streams. Like, Spotify ain't got a lot. They really streaming my music. In the words of Nicki.
You know how I feel about that shit.
Like, so shout out to The Weeknd, because that's hard to get 10 billion streams, period. But to get 10 billion streams and you haven't dropped an album in 2 years, that's a different kind of relevancy. And also, if you go on his Instagram and you look at his concerts, he's literally in concerts that is at the only one who's like beating him in concerts, I would say, is Taylor Swift, because it's Travis Scott. But Taylor Swift is on a different, we don't really like.
She beating everybody, and it's like
exactly. So it's like anytime you see like a massive concert to the point where it's making headlines for people thinking that there was an earthquake there, it's The Weeknd and it's Travis Scott, who are two of, obviously my favorite artists. It's Drake, Kanye, The Weeknd, Travis Scott, like these Nicki, like I say, probably of my top 5 rappers. He's not even considered a rapper.
Yeah.
That boy can sing. He also is someone who I feel like music-wise, like sound-wise, is the closest to Michael Jackson. Obviously, the closest to Michael Jackson really is Beyonce when it comes to like influence.
Yeah, but sound-wise, like I also think the same thing. Like
sonically,
voice,
and then even like his beats and everything. So and he's African. Like, he's very proud to be where he's from. I mean, he's obviously from Toronto, but his people are, I think he's Ethiopian. So that's my Black excellence. But that's after the Krabby Patty meal and Wendy's, because y'all really did y'all a big one, because we've literally been waiting on this our whole lives. I don't even know why it took that long too, but you know what, it's the 25th anniversary of, I think, the show, because it came out in 1999. So it's right on time, and I can't wait to taste it. I can't wait to get one. And
so play Starboy by The Weeknd.
I'm a Starboy,
because look what you done. That is my favorite. If I had to vote, that is actually my favorite song by The Weeknd. Like, it's something about that song that makes me feel like,
though, like you're the shit. Every day a nigga try to test me.
Oh my god!
Like, that's what I love about him. He's like singing like the most gangster lyrics. Is that song Reminder? He's like talking shit, but he's singing and he sounds like a little, I don't know. He's just so good. He's so good at what he does, especially when he collabs with certain people. Like, the female version of him would be like Lana Del Rey. Like, they sing to each other. And she's like the star girl, and he's a star boy. He's heartbroken. She's heartbroken. Like, they're literally perfect, like sonically together.
I also want to say, that's what I was meaning to say. A rest in peace, a third Black excellence, who should actually be first, is gonna go to Cissy Houston, the mother of Whitney Houston. R.I.P. You will be missed. She was actually a background singer for Luther Vandross and a few other people.
In her own right.
Yeah, a legend in her own right.
That
she grew up
in
the church. But them songs would not hit the same way without her singing background. So I want to give that to her. She definitely.
And I hope that she's reunited with her daughter and granddaughter.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's an excellent Black excellence. Like, we got a little bit ignorant for a minute there, giving it to a corporation, but shout out to Wendy's.
That really went to SpongeBob though, because they couldn't have did it without SpongeBob.
Exactly. And I like their social media like team. They're really funny. Like their social media is
I like
great.
McDonald's social media team too. Like whenever they do the Grimace drink. Oh yeah, I
Wendy's
know.
literally pulled up the Frosty truck in front of McDonald's and posted it. That's the time that I'm on. I'm on Wendy's timing because I'm really about it.
Yeah, right now I'm with Wendy's. I'm sorry. Now
when it comes to the fries, hold on now.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we got to get into, obviously, Love is Blind, season 7, I believe. There are 6 episodes out when we're recording this, but by the time it gets out, there's going to be more out because it comes on every Wednesday. Yeah. And wow, what a crop. Do you want to just go like couple by couple and just really just give our general thoughts of what we thought of them in the pods versus to when they got to, obviously, Mexico?
Yes. I want to start off with, let's do Taylor and Garrett. What do you feel about Taylor and Garrett?
I like Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like she's a girl's girl. She's really smart. She's really mature. She is really committed to, like, when they were in the pods, she was very committed to, I don't want to know what you look like, and I don't want you to know what I look like, which I felt was very fair because, you know, some people were describing certain things, saying certain things about height, weight, what they look like, who they get compared to. And she was like, no, if love is really blind, I don't want you to know my ethnicity. And I thought it was, interesting for her to say that because she is an Asian woman.
Yes.
So she identifies as Asian, and she knows that, you know, maybe if this person knew that, that could persuade them in either direction to wanting to get to know me. I like that she seems a little bit, you know, like sarcastic, but she's also funny. She's gorgeous. I really like her. Garrett, he's fun. I just don't know if they are going to say I do. Do you think that they'll get married?
I don't know. I think I have to be fair, and I thought about it the whole time while watching them. I just feel like I have to see a bit more because as of right now, it could go either way for me. Like I do feel like they have chemistry, but there's also a part of me that's like, do they really? Like
surface level, right?
Yeah, surface level. Because every time they're having a conversation, I feel like it's about her, it's about her family, or like just what they discussed in the pods or their relationship, but it's not really like flowing as far as getting to know each other.
That's fair. Okay, so you want to do like what Ramses and Marissa did? You want to talk about like percentages? Let's give everyone a percent of, let's see if they walk down the aisle.
Yeah.
What would you say percentage wise out of 100?
I will give them a 70 right now. I will give them a 70. I feel like that's a good number for them.
Me too.
You feel like 72? Yeah.
And that's so interesting because I agree. I don't think that I don't know Garrett. It's more like I really wasn't paying attention to him because she was what sucked me in. She was so captivating. And I don't know if it's because she got more screen time or is he forgettable?
No, he's kind of boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in a good way, though, because I really don't want someone who's too interesting, because that means that you're going to play me, and I don't want to get played on TV. But like, if anything, I want to be the interesting one. Like when, what's her name, told dude to pretty much be quiet for a bit.
Oh, you're talking about, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Steven and like the really pretty girl. Okay, so who do you want to do next?
We can do Ashley and Tyler.
Ashley and Tyler. I am so invested in this relationship.
Really?
I really like them together. I think that she's so pretty and like charming again, and she has like a good job, and she's just like an all-around Black girl magic. And then with Tyler, it was just I didn't see any red flags with him, and I think that we're obviously going to get there. but I just liked the way that he was. I didn't think that because a lot of the opinion was that people feel that Tyler just played into whatever she was looking for. I thought that he was being genuine, like when they prayed together, when they were talking, even when they met, and he was like, wow, you're beautiful, and like he was still confident, like you're going to be my wife, like we're going to actually make it down the aisle. I like their chemistry together. I don't really have any qualms about them, but I'm also still like not sure if they're going to make it down the aisle.
That's actually the opposite with me. That's why I'm not worried
Tell me.
about them. I feel like they're just a good couple. I could see them coming back on later seasons of Love is Blind to be like in the audience, kind of like how they do the successful
Like
couples.
Cam and Lauren.
Yeah, like I just don't have any worries about them. So I think for me, it's like I don't really have to see them because it's like I feel like y'all are gonna be okay. Just
I like
go.
seeing them because they're like good to
Yeah,
look at. And then I
they
also like
are.
to see that they're like, this is what you should be looking for in a relationship. This is how she should talk to you. This is how he should talk to you.
But
And this is how easy it should be.
it's kind of like what was that couple that we see maybe like 2 seasons ago?
Oh, baby, I don't know names, but who? Like, I'll probably know
I
the couple
remember
you're
she had
talking
a
about.
really nice butt. I think it was Tiffany and fuck.
Oh, Brett and Tiffany.
Yes. I feel
Oh,
like this is
okay.
what this is giving me. Like I feel
Yeah,
like I've
it's
seen
giving me
it.
that too, but it's
Hmm.
the preview that gives me pause because I think that there's going to be a possibility that he might have a kid that
Ooh.
he doesn't know about or something, because I was looking at the captions and like, oh, he might be a maybe. And I'm like, what's a maybe?
Hmm.
And that's usually like when someone has a kid out there that they don't really know if is theirs or not. And then also like they were speaking kind of like in code about like there's nothing that anyone can tell me about you. So maybe we didn't see
Right.
that conversation,
Hmm.
but I'm like, that's really odd.
Yeah. I want to see what happens with them though. Kind of. But I just feel like it's gonna be good.
What? Yeah, okay. So my biggest thing is that I hope that they make it. Like I would love it if they made
Yeah.
it, like the 1975
I'm
sings.
I would even give them 100. Well, 99. Because I'm
That's
that confident
good.
that they're gonna make it. Like I feel like the chemistry is there. She's obsessed with him. He's obsessed with her. They
Yeah,
already
they're like
walk out like
equally
they're
like
married. Yeah.
into each other, because I feel like there's a couple couples where someone is more into the other
And
person.
we're gonna get into it.
So I
Because
give them like an 85.
okay, that's fair. That's a good score.
Yeah, that's a really good score. Who you
Uh
want to talk to next?
okay, so Marissa and Ramses.
Okay. I think that they match each other's freak for sure. But
Hmm.
I also think that she's a little more into him than he is into her.
Ooh. I think I could see that. And it really was in the pods that I saw that. I feel like she was very quick to say, this is my husband. This is the guy that I'm going to marry. And he was more so like, yeah, I like you. I could see that. So I guess they were going
Yeah.
to get married.
But then also when he found out that she was talking to the other guy too, she was very close to the other guy who was in the
Hmm.
military. I thought that she was going to choose him, but whatever
She
she
was
did.
like, no, actually, I'm going to go
I'm
with
going the
Ramses all
opposite
the
way, and
way.
I
I'm
understand
like,
that.
damn. I can see why. Yeah.
I understand that. But I feel like we know a lot about her, and they showed a lot of her talking to the other
Hmm.
guy and him, but we didn't get to see a lot of him. And even though I like his little two dreads, it's just like, what are you hiding under there? Like, are
Yeah.
you
He's like a
serious?
character.
Yeah,
He's
like,
fun to look at, but it's like, what are you going to do?
right. Like, who really are
Are you
you?
gonna fight? Because that's what I kind of sense too. I kind of sense like anime One Piece character. That's what I get from him. I don't know. So
The thing that I
and I
really
do.
like, go ahead, go
Mhm.
ahead.
I was gonna say I do feel like she kind of talks a lot, which isn't a bad thing, but I don't know if he's into that.
I think that there's that's so funny. I noticed that too, but I don't know if he's into it, because in relationships sometimes there's an extrovert and an introvert, and she could be the extrovert and he could be the introvert. The only thing that does give me pause is that she's always like, "Oh, I'm so into you. You're so gorgeous. We're gonna have sex," and I'm just like, "Okay, okay, I get it. You like him, but is he saying, like, let
Oh, no,
him start?
no, yeah.
Let him start the conversation a
Don't
little bit
overly
sometimes too.
live. Don't live.
Don't
Stand
give
up.
it all away."
Stand up a little bit.
Yeah,
A little.
and then but then when I saw her talking to her, maybe like her the other guy that she was talking to in the pods in the preview, I'm like, okay, well, hold on, she got some play in her.
Yeah.
But
We'll see
I
how it
feel like
goes.
I might give them like a 60%, even though they do
50
seem like a
from
good
me.
pairing. 50-50?
It
You
could
don't know
go
which way
either
it's gonna
way.
go?
I don't know. I don't know which way it's gonna go. I don't know.
Wow,
Mm-hmm.
that's crazy. Because it's like it really could go either
I'm
way.
scared. It's like one of those swing sets where you hear it like, and you're like, shit, is this gonna make me bust my ass? Or is it gonna allow me to soar into the clouds and come back down? You know? I don't know.
But we're going on the ride anyway.
We're going on the ride anyway. The next person we could talk about is Monica and Stefan.
Okay.
I just don't feel like they're gonna work. And you know why? And I talked about this with myself because I talked to myself. I feel like when it comes to him, he's looking for love, which is why, of course, why he's on the show, right? But it's like, I don't know if he got with her because he likes her or because he just wants to find love. And I feel the same way about her. I'm like, are you actually interested in him? Or are you just guys just excited because this is new, this is fresh? You haven't experienced something like this in a while. Like, but do you really have stuff in common with each other? You know? Because I think when you're in the pods, it can put you in a predicament where you're seeing everybody else and they're successful, and you're like, oh, they have so much chemistry, and then you find somebody that you kind of enjoy talking to, and it's working.
Yeah.
So you're just like, oh shit, why
And then
not?
you go to Mexico. Anyone's supposed to
Yeah,
have a good time in Mexico. Like,
because
put
the
me with The Rock, and I'm gonna be like,
right.
hell yeah. I'm not chemistry with anyone.
Because 1 second they're in
I
the room,
came
like
here for love.
fiddling their thumbs and their fingers together, and then the next episode, she's like, I love you. And he's like, I love you. I love
But then
you.
the next second, she's like, "Can you shut up for a minute?" And I'm like, I don't know if I get that,
Mm.
or am I the yapper? Because I'm so scared of being the yapper. Like, am I the one who needs to shut
Oh,
up,
I know
or
I
am I
am.
the one saying shut up?
I'm both.
But I'm like,
Because,
don't ever tell me that, because
but
the relationship's
it's
over.
okay because you're both. Like, I feel like you're kind of like me in that sense. Like, when it's time for us to get carried away, we're going to do the carrying. But when it's
Right.
time to shut the fuck up, we're going to be like, okay, this is a lot. Like, I didn't even know you talked this much.
Expose
Can
us.
you give me a sec?
But it was just the way she blatantly did it too. And then like she just like they ate like 2 bites, and then she was ready to like converse
Yeah,
again.
she's
So
like,
she's
I
like, "Did
love
you
you.
hear about what happened?" Yeah, she's like, "I love you. Let's talk shit about like Alex and." And I'm like, you literally just told him to shut up. And he like doesn't know whether he should have a full opinion about it or just say like one sentence.
But they're working together, I
What
guess.
do you think about him being 1/40th African?
I can see it.
No, thank you. Like, because I'm like, he looks like a lighter skinned Steph Curry.
Because it's like, it's his eyes, but it's also his facial features. I feel like he's a James.
Well, you guys know, but y'all don't know, is that a lot of white people were told or posed as Italian so they wouldn't be Black.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of people who are walking around that think that flavor in them is Italian when it's like, baby, Black. You're Black. But that's fine.
He would be a James in Broward County. Like, his last name would definitely be James. 1,000%.
And you're the expert. Yeah. So yeah. I honestly saw it, and like half of the internet is like, "Oh my god, that was so stupid for him to even say that." Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you guys don't understand. For white people who thought that they were Italian and finding out that they're partially African, that is a journey. And no, that does not make him Black, but it does just go for like so many people who do a DNA test and they find out that they're different things or they're related to
I feel like what's the harm?
People.
As soon as somebody you know what? And that's the thing that I don't like about people, because as soon as they find out they're like half like what is it? I don't want to say Irish.
I found out that I was Irish. Yes. So I feel like you're sending shots.
I did not want to send shots towards you, but I feel like a lot of people would find that interesting, and they would be like, "Oh yeah,"
they would lead with that.
Yeah, but it's like, what's so wrong with him finding out that he has African blood, and he's like, "I'm a certain percentage African." Like,
yeah, like it's not like he put on a freaking dashiki. Like, it also makes sense because he's talking to a girl who looks Black. Like,
did he say nigga? No. So it's fine. It's okay. Like, he's not. We don't have a problem with it.
It came up in conversation, like where you're supposed to be talking about everything about you. So like, and he didn't harp on it. Like, she's the one who brought it up in the group, and he's like, "Oh, not in front of the boys, babe, whatever," because he knew that it would be like a point of like, "Oh, why does he think he's Black now?" It was just like a thing that he's sharing, and
I hate that people can't explore that in peace. Like, whatever. That's what it's for. So,
and a lot of you not listening, but a lot of y'all are Italian, but that Italian is not Italian.
Some might be listening. I don't know. I hate to say it. Some might be listening.
We might be calling our cousins sooner than later. That macaroni and cheese a little bit too good. Okay. Next.
I want to get into Hannah.
Wait, give them a percentage. We didn't give them a percentage.
70. I feel like they're kind of like a C, because I'm giving them a chance. Because it's like, I like to see them together, but I just don't know if it's going to work.
You know what I'm unsure with? I'm unsure how the families are going to mesh with them. So that's why I'm going to give them a 65.
Okay. We're going to see.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I want to get into Hannah and Nick. You have some opinions
about Hannah?
Did not beat me to it, because I wanted to put it on you.
What do you think about her?
She's cool.
Would you be friends with her in real life?
No. Nah. I don't know. It's something about her that I don't like, actually. So she's not cool.
Okay, let's just back up into the pods. What a joke.
I joked. Okay, so in the pods, I can appreciate her. I can appreciate her being a girl's girl towards Brittany. I'll say that. That's one thing. I'll start with the good thing. I can
Yeah,
appreciate her going to Brittany and saying, "Hey, this guy is weird as hell." Because just yesterday, he was
totally.
all in my ass, and I'm talking about Leo. Leo
Yeah,
was
art
all in her
dealer.
ass, like, "Oh, I don't know. I'm torn between the two of you, but like, honestly, I think you could be number one, but I don't know." And then
Right.
the next day, it's like, as soon as she made up her choice, you was huffing and puffing and yelling and cursing her ass out. And as soon as she made up her choice, he's like, "Yeah, like, actually, this isn't gonna work. Actually, call Brittany up on the phone. Can you do that for me? And can you tell her that I want to be with her and that like she was my first choice, like all this time?" And
That
I'm
was
like,
so
that's
toxic.
weird as fuck.
It's toxic and weird and gaslighty, but at the same time, same. Because if you don't want to marry me and I have one other connection, I'm going to peep that and I'm going to try to save it. So actually, I did not want to marry you.
I
I actually
just
like Brittany better.
Leo made me cringe the whole time. I could not do it.
His whole thing was, I don't want people to marry me because I have a lot of money. So I want to go into this experiment, but I'm also very rich. Do you understand that? Like, what?
And
What are you?
everything about him was just like so weird. It's like you're talking about just it's random shit. It's like you're eating a fucking bagel and he comes out of nowhere and he's like, I went cadoodling in Southeast Africa with some um Christmas carolers and it's pretty cool or whatnot. But I have a lot of money, but I want a prenup. Is that okay? And you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? What?
Like, I love you and I want to get married, but also you can't have any of my money, you go digging bitch.
Yeah, that's the energy that I get from him. And oh my God, you know who he reminds me of now that I think about
Ooh,
it?
someone
The
in real life.
guy from season, obviously, we all know one person like that. But the guy from season 2 of White Lotus, the son, you remember he went on the trip with his grandpa and his dad? That's him.
I could not put my finger
Hmm.
on it. You're so right. Leo is literally the
That
son
guy.
from White Lotus.
Yes. It's like, and there's something about him that you really don't like. You like his dad more. You like the grandpa more. You don't know what it is, and you don't care if he dies. That's just how it feels. And I don't want to wish death on him. I don't wish death on him. I want to make
That's
that
not
very
what we're
clear.
talking about.
I'm
We're
talking about
talking
a
about White
character. Yeah.
Lotus. Yeah.
This guy, I
I
don't
don't
wish that on
trust
him,
him.
but I don't trust him. And I don't know, maybe because I played Sly. If you know, you know Sly Cooper, 1, 2, and 3. But you never trust an artist. They will always speak French and then randomly flip on you and steal all your money and all the paintings in the art museum.
I've seen it happen.
I've seen it happen. I don't trust them. And I'm like,
And
who
I was
knows?
okay with the fact that we never saw him again.
I was very happy with that. Because I remember when I seen them come out the pods and they kissed, and I was like, God, I'm gonna have to
I
see
don't.
him.
I thought their character arc was going to be very much they live together and then she realizes that she hates him. And like that was
It
gonna
didn't
be like
take
she
that
says
long.
no at the altar, but they didn't even go to Mexico. The
It
producers
didn't take
decided not
that
to
long.
follow them. So okay, break basically ends up going with Brittany and proposing, which I would have not accepted that proposal. Would you have?
No.
Okay, I wouldn't have. Especially if I'm like Brittany, she's used to rock stars and athletes. So yeah, you're an art dealer and you have money, but at the same time you're a fucking weirdo. And you so so what happens is he picks Brittany, they meet, and you can tell from the get-go. He tells her, I love you, because he's happy that she physically looks like he thought
Your
that she
hands
was
are
gonna
so
look.
tiny.
And
Oh.
then they're both so tiny. And then she is just like, this is so awkward. He's like, I love you. And then she's like, I don't want to say it back. And then they're like, okay, we'll either go to Mexico or Miami. So it turns out they went to Miami. I think that's what I read. I think they went to Miami off camera.
I think
And
they
then
should have filmed it though.
they ended their engagement. And I'm like, I'm so glad because I couldn't give less of a fuck about either one.
As much as I complained, I would have maybe liked to see it for 10 minutes.
I would like to see the breakup.
That's what I want. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, get right into it. Get into the meat and potatoes. Because really, I felt like they kind of belong with each other.
Well, yeah. Well, if we're talking about, because she very much said, and this is what I liked about Brittany, even though she was a little bit annoying with her voice and one of those kind of girls or whatever. I respected that she was like, I think that the guy should bear certain responsibilities financially and that I should be a stay-at-home mom. And it's like, we're in our girl boss era. Like, some people want to work, but we should also, respect that there are some girls who don't want that life, that they want to get taken care of, and that's completely fine. And if you're mad about that, it's called pretty privilege. But anyways, he was very much like willing to give her that. Like, she doesn't have to work. She can just stay home and be the mom of the kids or the trophy wife. She said, cool. I'm a trophy wife. And he was cool with that. That's why I thought they would get along. But I have to remember that she's used to dating athletes and rock stars. So that ain't nothing new.
And he's a know-it-all. That's really why I thought they would be good together, because it's like he knows things, and I feel like there's certain things that she probably doesn't know, and it just balances.
Yeah.
I think he would just like hold her hand in Publix and be like, here's where the bread is. And then you find the meat over here. And it's like, she'd be like, oh, I just thought it would be one of those type of things. But I did,
God, I hate that I'm the one showing the meat. Or even if I don't know where it is, it's like, no, follow me, I'll find it.
Yeah. But in that situation, I don't know. He just was really annoying to me. I didn't like how he talked about certain things, and he came off very condescending.
Right. But with that being said, I don't necessarily like Hannah. So they kind of belong together.
In conclusion, I also don't like Hannah because she just, I don't know what it was about her. I think after the pods is what really did it for me, because in the pods I'm like, I don't know.
I like that she was really like playing her cards in the pods. Like she was breaking up with a dude, getting back together with him, really weighing her options. And then when he yelled at her, she's like, "You're not yelling at me. I don't like this." But after the pods, okay. So the main thing that we saw with her is this whole duck situation with her and Nick D. About how, if you ride this duck, it's going to give you the ick, number one. And then number two, when he was doing like the duck race and like the older woman came over, she was like, oh, she's jealous, but don't pay attention to her. While I do feel like she has a point, like, don't link. I don't care if she's like 90 years old. Like, don't link up with no bitch and let her call me jealous. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? But at the same time, I felt like writing down a list of like her icks
and intentionally leaving it on the
and leaving it out was just like,
I knew she did
a bitch move. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna call it out. Like, you could be upset and you can outweigh the pros versus the cons, but you did that on purpose, because I guess there are some people who journal and they write their feelings down, but that wasn't that. That was literally a list.
You left that shit on there. Just like Jenna Hamilton's mom did when it came to her and writing her that letter. And she intentionally gave it to her and fucked up her whole life. Like, but actually made her a better person. So it's like, I don't know.
Well,
but
this is more like
that was different.
I think this is more like the who wrote the note used to.
Who wrote the note used to. And then she's like, oh, I wrote a note, like I left it. Like,
and
she's
then she's like, I think
weird.
it's in the trash.
She's weird. That's
Thank
weird
you.
behavior. That's weird behavior. Because
I
when you
didn't
do
want to
shit
use
like
the
that,
word.
no, she's being weird. When you do shit like that, you're always gonna do shit like that. And that's my biggest problem with her. She
You
could have
can't
owned
change
it.
from that.
And she could have been like, you know what? That was weird to me. I don't know why I did that, but I did it. And I would have respected that. But for you to play up and pretend like, I can't believe you've seen it.
Like, no, you literally
You're being
left
weird.
a note of what you didn't like about me and left
The
it out for me to
Lulu?
see.
The Lulu?
But you didn't even
Oh,
spell it out.
you're weird.
But
And
I'm the
she is in that. And
Lulu.
let me tell you something about that old lady. She was bright as hell, and she seemed right through it. She's like, you're an insecure ass little girl. And that's exactly what she is. She talked about it in the pods because she was
Yeah,
like,
her whole
oh,
thing was like,
I
I'm
feel
the
like,
youngest one, but I'm the
mhm.
most mature.
And I feel like you're gonna see me and not really be attracted to me like that, and her whole thing. And I get she comes from a place of like I used to be a certain size and now I'm not, so I'm a little self-conscious. Like I understood all of that, and that's what made me kind of like her and connect with her. Like I understood that. But it's like now you're coming out of the pods and you're treating somebody like shit, and you know you won't want that done to you. Because what if he wrote a list and he was like still big? Would you like that? Hey, yeah. What if he wrote a list?
What do what do we think about Nick D in general?
Because I know my ass would gag. I would go the fuck home. Even if it was true, I would go my ass home.
I would literally take off my shirt so they can't film us anymore. Like you're not airing that. You're not airing that.
Because
So
me personally,
cut it.
I would be like, you want to be weird? Let's be
I'll be
fucking
weirder.
weird.
I'll be strange.
Oh, you seen that? Put it on the fucking bathroom mirror, as a matter of fact.
Post it note.
First thing you see in the morning. Let's be weird.
Oh my god, I could scream. What do you think about Nick D in general? Because it seems like Nick was giving like it's like what it I don't even know the girl's name. Steve it's Stefan and Monica. Okay. She was like, oh, he was giving big dick energy in the pods and like in real life he's and I don't like the fact that he compared himself. Was that Henry Cavill? Henry Cavill, baby, I am so sorry. You do
Was
not
it?
look
It
anything.
was. But
He
they
looks
said like
nothing.
didn't they say like
But
a
that was also Stephen Steven, whatever
value
his name is.
brand?
He was like, oh, doesn't he look like a lower class Chris Evans? I'm like, neither. Chris Evans? Henry Cavill? You mean he looks like the guy at the
Wasn't
gas
that
station? One
I
is
gotta
Captain
see
America, one
it.
is
No?
Superman.
Okay, I didn't see it. I'm just kidding.
I mean, you could see it. I just think that you should be wearing glasses like me.
It's like, you know what the thing is too? We just did this last season. Why do we keep comparing ourselves? Like, and it wasn't even him that did it. You did it. He didn't even
Well,
say
he
nothing
did
like that.
say, like in the pods, he did say, "Oh, Henry Cavill," kind of, and I'm like, do you know how
Oh
handsome
god.
and beautiful Henry Superman, nigga? Like, please, like, wait a
Okay.
minute.
It was too much.
And especially when I had to get on that girl about Megan Fox, but that was just egregious.
That's what I'm saying. Like that shit. It was certain moments though where I will give it to her, like right here, like this portion of her head. I was like, "Bitch, do you have toe thumbs? Like what?
Not too much, but okay.
Do you remember that?
I don't like when people
Okay,
talk about that.
I think she got it bit so, but Alexandra.
God.
Oh, we have to rate them.
Yeah.
One.
Down the aisle, I think. Wait, did you say one?
Mm-hmm.
1%? So you think they're definitely going to break up?
They're definitely, because it's her. I like him because even when she was weird, he was still open to like ignoring that shit and moving forward. And she kept it going. You're still being weird. Like, even when he gave you a chance. Because if I tried some weird shit like that and somebody gave me a chance, another chance, I would be
Yeah.
like,
It's about like
whew.
when she broke it down, because at first I'm like, oh, she's kind of overreacting, but I'm like, you know what? I wouldn't like that if that was done to me. But then when it's the note that I can't get past, because how dare you?
That's weird.
8 things too? Like 8 things?
8.
Like,
And
do
some,
you
I
even like me
literally
at this
wrote down
point?
some of them. What were they?
Do
Let's
you
take a look.
even like me?
Too into his feelings, mature, self-confidence versus cocky, delulu. I think that's the one that fucking got me.
That I would never get over that.
You would not talk to me like that.
Like on national TV, in writing. It's
Oh
one
my
thing if you were
gosh.
talking to the girls and you're like Jackie Christie on the phone with Sunday,
I
and
just
you're like,
wish
oh,
he was a Leo. Because it's like, my gosh, the amount of things that you could have did. The amount of things.
okay, so let's get down to the nitty gritty, right?
Alexandra and Tim.
What the fuck happened?
Was that? Because all of a sudden they were okay. And then all of a
Was
sudden
there like a
he
physical
hated
altercation?
her. I think
Because she put
something
her
happened.
hand over his mouth, and I'm like, girl, you just met
Was
this
somebody
man.
choked out?
Where's the footage? And then also they didn't give any like context.
Vanessa.
Not this. Not
Vanessa,
this.
Vanessa. I will applaud you because you got rid of Leo. Vanessa was like, this shit is not going to be good for business. Take his ass off. But this, you needed to have that fucking footage of what took place and what transpired at approximately 10:05 p.m. when they got back to the villa.
And that's what Monica and Steven were talking about. Because that's when she mentioned that, I'm like, what do you mean? What happened between them? Because we didn't say anything. And then we just cut to them, and the guy is like just walking. Alex is like, what's his name?
Tim.
Tim is just walking in the hotel, and I'm just like, wait, what? And they're like dead silent, and I'm like, wait,
honestly. What? Okay, so with them, I will say I don't think Alex cared for him at first. I had this energy. I don't think that she was physically into him.
When she walked out, and then, especially when he kept saying the dog thing.
Yeah, because like even barking. That for me, I was like, okay, stop.
And then he kept doing it though. Like
it just reminds me of my damn uncle. Like, enough. Stop doing that shit.
Like, we're not at like the fucking Phi Beta Alpha meeting.
Once I see you as Unc, I'm seeing you as Unc forever. Like, that shit is not changing.
I thought he gave her the ick.
And that's very possible. But and I think
what happened, this is my theory, he gave her the ick, but then he gave her the dick.
But you think he gave her the dick?
Remember they were talking about how everyone had sex except the girl that didn't care about looks.
Right.
So then that's when they got that's when she got back into him, and that's why she wants to.
I don't even think it was then though. I'll be honest, I think it was that confrontation that happened that night. And I think it was how he sat on that couch and he was like, nah, I'm not fucking with you like that. And I don't even know if I want to sleep in a bedroom with you. Like, I don't know. It's something about that where
toxic.
Honestly, I got up and I leaned up out of the bed and I said,
you need a man that's going to tell you what to do.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
That's the key word.
That's the key word.
But he did it at such a good time. And even like she's trying to like play with his hand and like rub on him. And he's like, fuck no. Like, I don't know. It's something about that, honestly, for
I
me.
liked it up until he was like, I have to see if I see you as my wife and the mother as my child.
But she liked that.
Like,
she liked it. You know why? Because this whole time she's been playing and she knows she's been playing. But that made her kind of like, okay.
Perk up a bit.
I almost let me chill the fuck out. Because sometimes it's like you can play a little bit too much. And I get that.
You're so right and so funny.
You can play a little bit too, and I feel like we've all, like y'all that's listening, everybody has gotten to a point where sometimes you put too much tokens in the motherfucking game machine and you play too much.
And then you realize, like, let me chill out. Because I none of my teams listen to this. So it's like I will test you a bit. So it depends on how far you let me go. Speak up or forever hold your peace.
Yeah. And I think it was like, I don't like that. And then I don't know.
And it wasn't like in a terrible, like violent, angry kind of way. It was just like, this is not what I do. It's unacceptable.
And he really acted like that dog. Like he really acted like that dog.
Definitely got that dog.
The dog at him. And I was like, rough, motherfucking rough. I get it now. So to that, I think they're gonna be fine. Matter of fact,
they're gonna marry.
I'm gonna give them an 80%.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna give them an 80% too. Because I feel like if they do get past this, it's like they already like
she's gonna stop.
Yeah, like she's like, don't worry, like I already like he's sturdy.
She's gonna stop. This was her last time. I seen it in her eyes. She knew this is it. You cannot play with this man like this. Like this is a man you cannot play with like that. This is a man,
not a boy.
Yeah. And just the leg crossing and the arm folding at the same time.
And then she's like, come here. And he was like, I would rather not. And then she literally like went over.
I ain't coming over there.
You are
all right.
The most toxic person.
You don't have to come yet. Have your thoughts.
Okay, so 80% for sure. And I was definitely like, that made me pay attention to him too, me personally.
See? I told you, it's something about that toxic energy every now and then. And I don't even think it's toxic. I think
it wasn't toxic. It was him setting boundaries.
He just let her know, like, I'm not.
Don't play with me like that.
I'm not one of them you're gonna play with like that. And it's like, okay.
And I also love that it, like, if I was her, but for me, I hate it for me because I'm a viewer. But for her, I'm like, I'm so glad this was not recorded.
Yeah, because that's embarrassing.
Because you literally
he gets up and packed all his shit, and he was like, she was like, it looks like you weren't coming back, and he was like, I wasn't.
I had every intention to come in here and end this with you, and I'm like,
damn, but he didn't, because he saw something in you, and you reminded him of his grandmother.
Why did you just turn into Yama Benza?
I just felt like that's what it was. And I love how he talks about his sisters and like,
because you see his sensitive side. Like he's a real one. He's a real one.
Love is Blind, guys. It's so good. Like every time I start this show, I cringe. I gotta get through the first 4 episodes. I hate the pods so much because it's so corny. And then like by the second, like 20 minutes later, they're like, I don't know. I think I feel a spark. Like I feel like I'm falling in love with you, and I'm like,
I hate when they get up and they're like, I'm touching the wall. Are you touching the wall? I'm like, no, I'm sitting the fuck down.
Leo, when he did that, I was like, get out. Stop. I'm touching the wall right now. Can you feel me? I'm just like,
Like, I actually
the way
wouldn't
I
do
would
anything
leave
but
the
this.
room.
I would be like, Leo, that's when you should have made your list. Like, you were gonna marry that man.
Girl. I want to know what happens with Hannah. I wonder, does Hannah get back with Leo?
I was gonna say they could bring Leo back later on, because you know how they like randomly meet up for some reason. Like, and that's what happened on Love Is Blind UK. This girl accepted her engagement with the guy, and like she was with him for a bit, but then they broke up, and then she went back to her original spark, and then she ended up marrying him, and they ended up following it.
Wow. See, that's
It was a real nice journey. I
I'll
would
be
say
having that
watch Love Is Blind
sometimes.
UK. Well,
You
you gotta be sure.
You have to be. This is a whole process, like, and I can't believe that they get
Getting married, like this
Yeah.
isn't a relationship. This is like the person that you're going to marry.
No, we ain't getting no younger. So,
anyways, okay, that was Love Is Blind. We talked in depth about every thought that we had. We cannot wait for these next few episodes to come out. We hope you are watching with us. We'll probably do some memes on them or something soon. Okay, so Fight Night is of Kevin Hart and Will Packer production. That's the most important thing when it comes to Fight Night, because that's why it's done so good. From like the outfits, the storyline, the casting, just everything that goes on in this show. Terrence Howard's for Farrah Fawcett wig, everything that happens in this show is just so good. Everyone plays their part perfectly. It's about basically Kevin Hart plays this guy named Chicken Man, and Chicken Man is like, he's the one who's up and coming in Atlanta. It's loosely based on a true story of the night that Muhammad Ali came to Atlanta to basically fight, and they didn't want him to come there and fight because he's a black man, and there was a lot of, well, there still is a lot of racism in the South. But you know, so Chicken Man has this party, and although these gangsters come to town, and his whole plan is just like get in with these gangsters because they have a lot of money, and he wants to make Atlanta basically the Black Vegas, which it is now. But something at the party, like while he's there, some people find out about the party and who's going to be there, and they end up robbing the party. So now Samuel Jackson, Terrence Howard, and like the other guys who played the big bosses on there thinks that Kevin Hart, even though he doesn't, has something to do with the robbing that went down at the party, and a bunch of events after that unfold. We get guest appearances from Lori Harvey, Chloe Bailey. Taraji P. Henson has a very important role, and she is a go-getter on her own. The show is just so good. It's so well done. The cast is fantastic. The story is fantastic. The pacing is amazing because there's only 8 episodes and 7 of them are out. And you're left hanging on with each episode. Like, what is Chicken Man going to do next? What is Vivian, aka Taraji P. Henson, going to do next? What's going to happen with Samuel Jackson and Terrence Howard's character? Because we find out, like, if you aren't on the latest episode, you just found this out on the episode before that Terrence Howard basically set this whole thing up. And like, I did not see that coming. And it's just so, it's surprise after surprise. And more importantly, Don Cheadle is on it, which is so funny because the video went viral a couple of years ago where Don Cheadle was on Kevin Hart's talk show, Heart to Heart, and like it was a viral clip where he was like, "Oh, I'm 56," and then Kevin Hart goes, "Damn!" And like people played that clip into the ground because it was so funny. But they did say that they wanted to work together, and it's like a big brother, little brother type beat kind of thing. So it's really hilarious. But it's good seeing Kevin Hart in a serious role.
Yeah,
because even though he's in a serious role, he still manages to make me laugh, and he doesn't do it on purpose. But it's a part of the show. Taraji P. Henson's character, Vivian, she's a real go-getter. I love seeing her outfits. I love seeing how she acts. Chloe Bailey, she had a small role in it, but it had a lasting impact. I won't tell you what happens to her. Lori Harvey, she had a very, 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 very small role, but I remember everything that she said it did on camera because she was just that girl.
She looked the fuck good, yeah.
The era of like the 70s, like yeah, that era. I love seeing the fashions. Um, there is a woman that plays Kevin Hart's wife because he is a married man. He's married with kids. And like the whole time I'm thinking that she doesn't know that her husband is basically like this go-getter. And she turns around and she like knows. And I'm like, oh, women always knows. But she played that so good that I was like, oh shit, I didn't even know that she knew about what was going on between like Kevin Hart and Taraji and like just his double life in general. And like she just carries herself with like so much grace. And I'm like, oh shit. So what do you think about Fight Night?
I love it. I think it's a really good show. I like the pacing, like you said. I love the time period that it takes place. And I think the thing that captures me the most about it is just seeing all my favorite people. Like we're seeing Terrence Howard, we're seeing Samuel L. Jackson, Kevin Hart, Chloe Bailey, like random people who I wouldn't even think would be on the show together. And then Taraji, which makes it everything because she's so good.
Treat. Yeah.
She's so good in the show. And then it's just like you see all these like all this Black talent working together on the show to create something so beautiful. And I think that's what I like the most. Even if it wasn't they didn't really have a plot, I think I would still enjoy it because it's like we're just seeing all of the greats be great.
Yeah, do what they do best.
And this is also going to hopefully create more opportunities for us as actors.
Right.
And even behind the camera because we are telling the story. So I love
and you
it.
can tell like the makeup is on point, the hair is on point. Like they got it down. Like when it's done by Black people, you can tell.
The details. And I think it's a beautiful thing. And I can't wait to see what happens when it finishes. And hopefully we get a season 2. I don't know if they're gonna set us up for a season 2, but I guess we're gonna see.
Just not used to seeing like these are box office stars on especially like a Peacock show, but like a show in general. Like these are people who are I'm used to seeing them on the big screen. Samuel L. Jackson on a TV show, so the script is good. Like he doesn't just say yes to anything.
Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson and Terrence Howard in the same room.
And we get Cookie and Lucius, but they're not reunited in that way. That's what I asked Aaron when he was like, you gotta watch this show because Terrence Howard and Taraji is on it. And I'm like, automatically I want to watch it, but do they have any scenes? And you're like, no, not really. But it's still satisfying.
And you can tell, I think they really separated them because
on purpose, yeah.
Like they're like,
that's what I wanted to see.
I don't want y'all to think that it's gonna be that because as soon as y'all realize it's not, y'all gonna get mad and not watch. That. Yeah, so I love how they're doing everything, and each episode it just gets more exciting.
Yeah,
like because the stakes are higher. People die, people get shot, people lose their life, people drown at the bottom of a lake. Like it's not a joke. Serious. It's not a game.
But now,
watch it, and I mean that. How? Howard, the finale. Okay. The series finale. I just want to start off by saying, no. Did we get everything? Did we get all the feels that we thought we would get? No. And you know why? Because honestly, nothing could have been done to take away the fact that Monet Tejada is just gone. Like, there's nothing that you could do. And at first, I was going to get on here and criticize it, but then I realized that what could they have done to make me feel?
For you, no.
Just nothing. Unless, like I said, make it a dream. And they did not do that.
Your soap opera solutions are make it a dream or give her a twin sister.
On General Hospital, it works all the time, so I don't understand why we can't do it
works
here.
on the Young and the Restless too, and I eat that shit up. But if
I'm like, my twin?
No.
And she's kind of different. She's not the same. She's totally different.
Okay, so now that you came to the self-actualization and we've had days for it to simmer, what do you give it out of 10?
I will give it a 8 out of 10. That's it. Just because I feel like everything that I wanted to happen happened. Noma got killed. Noma's daughter got killed. And I laughed the whole time. They killed Noma's daughter. I love that.
So many people are like, Diana was wrong. She was innocent. I'm like, she has to feel
Diana my pain. Was a Tejada. And as a Tejada, you have to do things like this. You don't have a choice.
I also feel like that was not something that I expected to happen. Like I expected her to die, maybe, but I thought she was going to die at the same time.
Yeah, not in that way,
and not in that way,
and not by like the hands of Diana.
Noma was so excited to see her. Like, okay, my daughter's here. We can get out of the country. We can go. And then bow, 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 and then. Like, she didn't die right after, so she didn't have to feel the pain. No, she had to feel the pain of living and knowing that she was the reason that her daughter was killed.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how long
it took. It's like, I don't understand why she didn't think that was going to happen. Like, she should have known that was going to happen. Like, I don't know. I don't know why she didn't feel it, because I felt it. As soon as she left her at that house by herself, I was like, they're gonna kill this girl.
That's stupid. Yeah,
like, why would you do that?
I would have had security. Like, okay, she don't want to go with me. She don't want to fuck with me, but just get her and let's go. Like, there's no thinking about this. There's no
because I would have knocked her ass out personally and like get in the car.
Yeah,
you don't have a choice. Option. Like, you think I'm playing games with you? No.
Do you know what I just did? I just killed Monet
Tejada. Which, by the way, Blanca was pissed the fuck off. And I was pissed off for her, kind of, because I'm like, you mean to tell me that Blanca has been on this show for like 5 seasons, 5 years, and not one Tejada is arrested?
But Davis was on the motherfucking case.
That shit grinded her gears. She was like, not King Tejada, not Tariq St. Patrick, not Diana Tejada, not Drew Tejada. Monet Tejada is dead. Like, nobody is available at this time.
None.
She's like, we can't even do a Rico. Like, nothing. Effie isn't even here. Like, what the hell is going on? And I would just love to see a whole nother season of Blanca being like, fuck this. Somebody's going to jail. Because I still feel like that. Like, nobody went to jail.
And not only that, Davis got his license back. Like,
that was crazy. Like, Monet died and nobody went to jail. Like, not one person. I want them to find Kane so bad.
In the first place.
I want them to find Kane.
Kane Tejada.
And I was hoping Blanca just busted in the door and she's like, I got you. Don't worry. I hope the Yolanda Adams video was worth it. Kane.
I cannot stand you.
Did you see what I tagged you in, by the way? I'm going to call you out here. Like, did you see what I tagged you in? Because I literally tagged you in a video of them calling Kane out, and they posted all these fucking GIFs of, like,
Tyreek. I got the notification, but I didn't look at it because that was the day of the concert. Like, literally right before. But I wouldn't look at it.
And I was like, hey, this shit is hilarious because that's exactly how I felt.
I just see him like in a split and then Yolanda just singing.
But in the fucking comments.
Voguing in the church.
Voguing. What is Kane doing?
How do you feel about Tariq's decision to have no ties? Basically, he sent his family away. He I think the most heartbreaking thing was like him and Brayden's friendship is like, you can't be my partner anymore because you're too much of a liability, but you can work for me.
It's a Tommy and Ghost situation.
That changed like a lot because it's like we saw them no matter what.
It's a Tommy and Ghost situation. And I think I like that dynamic because they can get back together. I have a feeling Tariq might not be on his game like later on in the years. And then if they were to continue it, and Brayden would have to pick up the pieces and prove himself. And I do believe he's capable of doing it. That's what
happened with Tommy, yeah.
He just has to get off that shit.
That's why I wish the bitch would have just died.
They should have literally took her to jail. Because I would have loved
and then you would learn
I would have loved if Blanca was like close enough.
Someone's going to jail. We don't give a fuck about your sickle cell.
Please.
You're out here selling cocaine. You fucking crackhead.
Oh my.
That's real life. Like, but you don't just overdose and everything's blah 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 blah. And then you overdose and then you get mad that
they take you to the doctor's office and they're like,
so where'd you get it from, crackhead? Like, that's not real life.
And she's like, can I have a Xanax? No. You're not.
Get some water.
You need to pay the price.
Where did you get
You're going to fucking jail, girl.
Oh yeah, if she would have like snitched on Brayden or some shit, like that would have made it like when then Blanca could arrest Brayden.
Somebody.
Yeah. And then you got mad. You got mad that your boyfriend killed someone for you. But you literally could have killed his best friend.
She and Hannah from Love is Blind.
Same Delulu.
Birds of a feather. Weird. Like weird. Very weird. Did you know? A fun fact. Noma's daughter. And I don't know if you've seen this girl. I
saw her on an ad.
She not only is she on the ad, but her sister is that girl that makes those memes. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen her, but she's like on Instagram and TikTok. But those memes where she stares and she like communicates in telepaths. Like, have you ever seen that?
The Twilight girl?
Yes. That's her sister in real life.
There's no way.
Yeah. I found that out the other day and I was like, what?
What the fuck? I thought you were gonna say that, like, you remember Quinn?
Yeah.
They look alike, I feel.
Yeah, I do feel like they're all related in some way because they're just all funny as shit. But no, that's her sister.
I would like to say that I like the way that she looks out of character more so than I like the way that she looked as Anya. I don't know why. Like, when I saw her regularly, I'm like, ooh.
I liked her Bob, but yeah.
I didn't like her, like, as Anya.
What was that about? You didn't like the Bob? That's how I feel about Effie too.
It was like that Bob would have been great for an older person, like maybe for Noma herself, but on a college student, that's too much weight to carry.
I did think that was a lot. Because it's like, you need to, if you have that Bob, you need to be a killer. Like,
especially because she wasn't in the life or anything. Like,
or cooking like some fucking cabbage and cornbread and some shit. Yeah,
like a student at whatever fuck shit university, Stanford, whatever, wherever they were. Like, she would have had like realistically a bust down. Like she should have maybe not like the brown skin Keisha bust down, but like a classy bust down.
Yeah, like a baddies kind of bust down.
Yeah, like a sensible 30-inch. But I don't know. I didn't like it. But in real life, she's like that girl. And I'm like, I didn't realize it was her. I was thinking, I'm like, that looks like Anya, but better. And I'm like, wait, that's Anya.
She does it. But yeah, guys, that was Power. We really enjoyed it. I hope you did too.
Okay, so now that the series is over, do you think that because we got a post-credit scene of Tariq answering the phone, people are saying it's Tommy. Some people don't think it's Tommy. Some people think it's Diana. He says that I haven't talked to you in a minute, and you know what, you family.
That's why I think
automatically say it's Tommy. Automatically,
it's the obvious though. Like Tommy has his show. Yeah. Aren't they canceling it?
Yeah,
that's perfect. That's how they're gonna end off. He's probably gonna be on like the last season, and I
don't like that though. Like I don't want the Power universe.
I feel like, but this is more like the OG Power, which kind of gives me maybe Ghost is alive.
I was about to say, do you think that Ghost is coming?
Yeah, I won't give up because it's like the fact that you're going over the Tommy shit. Why? Why are you going over there? Tommy.
All season long, everyone has been telling me that I was going to be wrong, that because I said Ghost was not ever going to show up. All series long, actually, from season 1, I was like, Ghost is not coming, and every single episode,
people I don't remember saying that
online or it was both of y'all taking turns, literally calling me a dumb bitch, basically. And y'all like, no, he's coming.
I said Ghost was coming back.
Yes, you literally did. I will go back and listen to every.
That wasn't even me though. To be fair, you had Baron. You had Baron Nicole Cloud.
Noggles,
and he does get a little bit crazy. I don't know. I still don't know what the beef is, but like he says some shit. But maybe he's right because from the looks of it, Ghost might be back. And it's so funny because it's like everybody's starting this shit all over again, and I love it.
It's literally every single season. They're like, his shadow was in the background, or that was actually Ghost on the phone. I'm like, please.
No way it was a Ghost, because I feel like by now they would have communicated that he's still alive. And there's no way Ghost isn't going to try to put a bullet into St. Patrick's head for trying to like.
He might not kill him, but he might at least
he's going to definitely shake his ass up.
Exactly.
And touch him a little bit.
Because
the fuck did you think this was?
You thought you were gonna put me down? You better make sure I'm dead.
I hope it's Monet, honestly.
We always family.
Monet's like, I'm not done yet. Like, I want to see Mary J. Blige. I know you're going on tour, but it's like, please. I want a Monet prequel too. I said that. If they do a prequel, I want a Tahada prequel. That's it. Some people are saying Noma. I don't really care about Noma that much. No, I'm not invested.
No, I'm gonna watch it, but I don't.
Unless they get like somebody that's gonna be like.
It's literally gonna be like a British show. Like I don't want to see The Wire. Like
who's the young girl that looks good with the shortcut? I don't know.
It's really hard.
Yeah, it's hard. Have you guys also been seeing what is it called with LisaRaye and Delicious, Queen's Court? Because if not, you guys need to watch. Because I told Kay she needs to watch. But it's a great show. Okay, just give it some time. I'm telling you. Like once you get to that third or fourth episode, you're gonna be hooked. Way better than the first season. The stakes are high.
Did you finish the season already?
I'm not, no, because I needed something to watch tonight. That's why I'm not going to say too much about it because I got to finish first. And then I'm going to tell you guys about it. Like, it's such a treat that I watch it for lunch and dinner.
Yeah. I saw the first episode.
You don't think so, do you?
No, it's not that it's bad. It's just that I don't like what's going on in the first episode.
Oh, yeah.
That's weird to me.
Once you get past that, it is a bit weird. I don't know why they did that.
It's not
I don't know
a bit
why.
weird. Since we brought it up, because I purposely did not bring it up.
Please don't call LisaRaye weird because we can't do that here.
I'm not gonna call it weird.
But
I'm just gonna put it like this.
It's Holly Robinson's fault.
I don't understand why Holly Robinson Pete allowed LisaRaye's daughter's ex to expose her abortion.
She's always been kind of weird to me.
On national TV.
She's always been kind of weird to me.
And the fact that LisaRaye allowed it, but she wouldn't allow that shit on with the brat. Like, I don't know.
I think they probably paid the daughter though.
Crazy.
That's the only way I can see it working out.
Because why expose that? Like, it was already a situation to where I knew that she wasn't interested in her daughter's ex. I already knew that. That wasn't something that was on my mind. Because I know LisaRaye, like, like that was just stupid. Not, yeah. But what was the point of having him on there, not only to talk about your daughter, but to talk about something so personal about your daughter, and then not let him stay to date the other woman? Because it just seemed like he just came on there to tell you that your daughter had an abortion.
That was very strange. I didn't understand that, but I think I just looked past it because LisaRaye for me.
And that was on the first episode, by the way. That's why I was like, okay, weird. I'm gonna take a break.
Once you get to the second and third, it becomes normal, and everybody has a different choice of guys. Like once you see who everybody picks, like LisaRaye's choice, they're more old. I think they're like she's into the older gentlemen, the more
it makes
classy,
sense.
Conservative. Like she likes that. But K Michelle's choices, you're gonna like K Michelle's choices.
I feel like I've seen so much shade. I feel like it's so much shade.
No, it's not. Because she's more of a I think she's more real. Like she's more like I have to be physically attracted to you, and she's honest about that. So the guys that she chooses are guys that she's interested in. Some of them I think like obviously she was being nice, but with Delicious, it's more of a I think with Delicious, it's more of like PR. No, it's actually the opposite. With Delicious, she's trying to change the energy that she had on Flavor of Love. And we're seeing a different person. So this isn't Delicious. This is...
No, that's London.
London.
But I'm talking about she dated that dude from...
Oh, yeah.
The real life dude. And then they broke up and
she talked about that.
She took his money.
She doesn't necessarily talk about the money thing, but
that's why when she was like, "Oh, a doctor," and she's like, "Delicious is coming out now," and I'm like, "I love her. I don't know, like I like her."
But I hear like more. The women. She's like, "I'm here for personality and just to see."
No, because the first episode, she's like, "Oh, he's a doctor." I'm like, "That's right."
But they get into it. Like it gets good. It gets really good.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to continue it. I'm enjoying watching the show. It's just that one situation.
And really I don't think Holly Robinson P is weird, but I need to place blame on somebody. I did say that.
And you meant it.
And I stood on it because nobody, like, I had to place blame on somebody because I just don't know who's responsible for that. It could not be LisaRaye.
Yeah, that's
it was the daughter.
Okay, so I think that we're going to actually talk to you guys on Saturday, hopefully. If we don't, we will definitely be back on Wednesday. We hope that you are enjoying Love is Blind. Let us know who you like, who you don't like, and who you think is going to make it to the altar and say I do on Love is Blind. And also, we had tea on last year's Love is Blind sent to our inbox. So if you got tea on, I know this is in the DMV. Anyone from the DMV, you got tea? let us know, because I am seeing some things about one of my faves, but I'm going to let it play out on TV. But if y'all got tea, send it to us. Tyler and Ashley.
Oh, about the child?
I don't know. Allegedly, maybe. I don't know. I'm not trying to win the show. That's the thing.
All right, y'all. Let us know, guys.
Let us know. Bye.